இப்போ ஓகேவா? வருதா பாரு.
ஆடியோ மிக்சர் மேல
டெஸ்க்டாப்
செட்டிங்ஸ் போங்க. நம்ம செட்டிங்ஸ் பாருங்க.
கீழ கீழ
கிளியரா அந்த ஜோன் செட் மாறே இருக்கு. அது போட்டு பண்ணுங்க. இது வராது.
ஆடியோன்னு ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் இருக்கு தல.
டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆடியோ இதுல ஒருவேளை மைக் இதை ஆஃப் பண்ணிருக்கனால வராது.
நாம பேசுறது கேட்கதான் ப்ரோ.
என்னதெல்லாம்
கூகுள் மீட்ல பிரச்சனை கிடையாது.
ஓகே
கூகுள் மீட்ல பிரச்சனை.
கூகுள் மீட்ல நான் பேசுறது வீடியோக்காக தான் அது. அந்த ஓபிஎஸ்ல தான் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு. டிஃபால்ட் தேவை இருக்கு பாருங்க. செகண்ட் இருக்கு என்னது?
செகண்ட் டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆடியோ 2 டிசேபிள் இருக்கு.
டிசேபிள் டிஃபால்ட் டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆடியோ இங்க என்னது? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாருங்க.
ஸ்பீக்கர் டிஃபால்ட் டிசேபிள்.
ஸ்பீக்கர் வேணுங்க. ஓகே விடுங்க. ஒரு நிமிஷம் வெயிட்.
வருதா சார்? சார் வருதா சார்?
இப்போ அந்த ஸ்பீக்கர் கொடுத்தீங்களா? ஸ்பீக்கர் ஆஃப் பண்ணி விட்டுருங்க. டிஃபால்ட்டா கொடுத்துருங்க.
டிஃபால்ட்டா கொடுத்துருவா?
டிஃபால்ட்டே கொடுத்துருங்க.
ஓகே சார்.
இந்த கெட் எஸ்டிஜின்னு இந்த ஒரு இடத்துல இங்க 1 2 3 பாக்ஸ் தனியா ஒன்று பாருங்க.
ஆமா
அதுல கிளிக் பண்ணி செட்டிங்ஸ் பாருங்க.
செட்டிங்ஸ்
அது போனா என்னென்ன வருது? விண்டோஸ் செட்டிங்ஸ் வரும்.
ஆடியோ இருக்குது.
ஆடியோ என்ன இருக்கு?
ஆடியோ அந்த அதே சேம் தான். அந்த டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆடியோ 2 அது டிஃபால்ட் கொடுத்துட்றேன்.
டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆடியோ கொடுங்க. ரெண்டுத்துலயுமே
டிஃபால்ட்டே கொடுத்துட்றேன்.
நீங்க பேசுறது ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஆகும்.
டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆடியோ கொடுங்க.
நீங்க பேசுறது ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஆகும்.
டெஸ்க்டாப் ஒன் டெஸ்க்டாப்
ஒரு
நீங்க பேசுறது ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஆகும். யூடியூப்
இப்போ வருதா பாருங்க. இல்லை இதான் இங்கே மைக்
டெஸ்க்டாப் போனதெல்லாம் போயிடுச்சா?
கொடுங்க, மியூட் பண்ணிக்கலாம். இப்போ
டிஃபால்ட். ஓகே சார்.
ஆடியோ இன்புட் கேப்சர் இங்கே வரும். இந்த இடத்துல இந்த லிஸ்ட்ல அதை விட சார் இதில் என்ன கொடுக்கணும் சார்? ஆடியோ இன்புட் கேப்சரில் டிஃபால்ட்டில் இருக்கு.
நம்மளோட
கொடுத்துருங்க. இப்போ ஆடியோவில் வந்து உங்களோட டிவைஸை கொடுங்க. ரியல் டெக் மைக். ஹலோ 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 ஹலோ
ஆமா, ஒரு நிமிஷம் சார். அப்போ இதை வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு ஸ்க்ரீன் ஷேர் பண்ணி ஆஃப் பண்ணிடுவா. ஆமா ஆமா. ஓபி எல்லாத்தையும் இல்லை இல்லை. இப்போ ஓபி வந்து நம்ம கூகுள் மீட்டை வந்து டெலிகாஸ்ட் பண்ணுது சார். அப்போ இந்த ஸ்க்ரீன் ஃபுல்லாகவே இந்த அதாவது விண்டோஸ் ஃபுல்லாகவே டெஸ்க்டாப் ஆகாது இல்லை. ஓகே, அப்போ நான் இன்னொரு க்ரோம் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. நான் இன்னொரு க்ரோமே ஓப்பன் பண்ணிட்டேன். ஓப்பன் பண்ணி அதில் ஓபி ஸ்டுடியோ தானே ப்ரொஃபஸர்? ஹலோ, அதே வந்து ஓப்பன் பண்ணிடுவா ப்ரொஃபஸர் ஹெட் மைக். ஓ ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. ஆமாம் 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 ஆமாம். ஓகே, கண்ட்ரோல் ஆ ஓகே ஆ ஓகே ஓகே. இதை வந்துடுச்சு சார். யூடியூப் ஸ்டுடியோ தானே?
அது ஓப்பன் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா ஸ்டுடியோ தான் இருக்குது பக்கத்தில் அடுத்த டேப்போம்.
இல்லை சார், இதே ஓப்பன் பண்ண வேண்டாம். இது வந்து இதாகிட்டு இருக்கும், ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கும். இது வேண்டாம், இதுதான் ஃபஸ்ட்டு.
ஓகே.
ஒரு இன்னொரு டேப் ஓப்பன் பண்ணி
பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணாமல் இருக்குது. அது பெரிய யாருக்கு போல சோர்ஸ் விட்டுட்டு எதை போய் நோண்டிட்டு இருக்காரு. அதில் வந்துச்சுன்னா அது வரப்போகுது.
சொல்லுங்கள் சார். இல்லை சார், வேலை சார். ஓகே, இதில் பண்ண சொன்னாங்க. இது என்ன பண்ண இது பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொன்னாங்க.
இது நீங்கள் இது செட்டிங்ஸ் எடிட் பண்ண முடியாது. பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணலாம், பப்ளிஷ்
இந்த இதுதான் பண்ண முடியும். வேற ஒரு செட்டிங்ஸும் பண்ண முடியாது சார். டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன் மட்டும் தான் பண்ண முடியும். இதை க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுவோம்.
இருந்தாலும் தப்பில்லை, அதெல்லாம் ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை. இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணி வாங்கிக்கோங்க. சிசி வந்துச்சுன்னா ஆடியோ அவுட்புட் சவுண்டு வருதா வெளியே? ஸ்பீக்கரில் இருக்கிற வெளியே அவுட்புட் வரல. இப்போ அந்த ஆடியோ ப்ளே பேக் ஆகுதுல்ல, அதை வந்து நம்ம கேட்கும். இப்போ பேசிட்டு இருக்காங்களா எதுவுமே சவுண்ட் பிரச்சனை. ப்ளூடூத் ஆஃப் பண்ணுங்க. ஆடியோ அவுட்புட்டே வரல பாருங்க, அதுதான் பிரச்சனை. நான் பேசுனா இந்த வாய்ஸ் இன்புட் எடுக்குது. இப்போ நீங்க ஏதாவது ப்ளே பண்ணா பாட்டு போட்டா அதுல கேட்கணும்ல, அதை அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க.
And that will lead to the process improvement in global scenario. So the energy consumption is reduced in the 80%, and the carbon emission is reduced in the 17%, and then for waste generation is reduced in 21%, and water usage, whatever we discussed in the earlier, that's going to be happen in this slide also. And how this process improvement impact the sustainability and net zero goals. One is by means of low carbon emission and lower water consumption, reduce the waste generation, lower energy consumption, and improve productivity. That also going to be utilized in various other sectors like automotive, cement industries, steel industries, chemical industries, electrical and electronics industries also. So now, the third sustainability about the research is going to be focused on that and energy efficiency. So what is called as an energy efficiency? Utilization of energy to produce the 100% output. That's it. Energy efficiency means using the less energy to produce the same or more output. Whatever the energy you are using, the same amount of output should be there. With the reduction in all aspects of the cost to reduce and then reduce the CO2 emissions and all other aspects. That's why that will improve that resource utilization. The energy efficiency means using the less energy to produce the same or more output. It involves the technologies, practices, and systems that reduce the energy consumption. So the energy consumption is using by means of energy efficient equipment and by means of process optimization and by means of waste heat recovery systems and by means of automations and intelligent control systems and renewable energy sources. Nowadays, you think about that, whatever we are using automation in that simple LED usages. So LED usage is also going to reduce the energy consumption. And we are going to be home automated. That will also going to reduce drastically in energy. If you are using the renewable energy in your house, that will also going to reduce the energy consumption. So that way also we can able to achieve the sustainability in an industrial scenario, if they may be in the big scale. That may be increased into the 10 to 20% of reduction in energy consumption, and then CO2 emission is 20 to 40% is going to be reduced because of achieving the high energy efficient manner. That's it. All the things, whatever you desire, is going to be drastically reduced by means of energy efficient usages. So now the highest ACAT about the energy efficiency, high efficiency motors will need to be introduced. That is, 15 to 25% of energy saving is going to be taken. Waste heat recovery system that will reduce 10 to 20% of energy saving. LED lighting with smart controllers, if you are using in your automations or even in the household, that will reduce 50 to 70% of lighting. Compressed air leak management and process automation and solar rooftop that will going to be creating the 10 to 40% of energy substitution. So that way, the sustainable manufacturing by means of energy efficiency is going to be takes place in a net zero industry. So the third, I want to take it back, carbon emission reduction. How we are reducing the carbon? So carbon is going to be reduced from the previous whatever we are going to be take care of about applying the sustainable material by means of optimizing the process, by means of efficiently using the energies, that they also we are going to be taken. That also going to be discussed in separate manner, and the carbon emission reductions. So this is going to be reduced 20 to 40 and 10 to 20 and every aspect. So it already discussed in the areas, I move to that next one. So now the important parts. So apart from all other aspects, the researcher, what are the things we should focus? We discussed in the slide number, and there may be the 15 in numbers. You may be focused on that the sustainability of the manufacturing sector by means of doing lot amount of innovative researches on those. So now, what is the key skills required for the researchers for sustainable manufacturing? What are the key skills you must be required? One is you must be aware about what is the advanced manufacturing knowledge. You should not be going below that the traditional manufacturing methods. Now the people are moving towards advanced manufacturing knowledges. It means you try to utilize that automated manufacturing system, adaptive production system. That way, but anyway, the investment is a little bit of high at the initial period, but the growth and the energy consumption in the profit oriented and sustainable aspect is going to be drastically increased in manner. And second one is you need to have some skill about the data analytics and AI implementation. And that third one is actually life cycle assessment. So you know about what is the impact of each one of them in the life cycle process. And for carbon accounting, that is very important to reduce that carbon emission to the environment. And then we must have an awareness about the material science for producing the new material which are not harmful to the society or which will increase the efficiency of the particular product or system. And renewable energy systems. People are nowadays looking for the hybridization of various energy resources and trying to acquire the energy even from the smallest locations. So that waste recovery systems also going to be producing the energy also. And for digital manufacturing, it will completely automated and reduce the waste or scrap in the environment. That way the sustainability going to be reached. And then for we need to be a holistic view of new advanced environmental sector. Innovation and the problem solving skills, and then for interdisciplinary and collaborative activity. These are the key sets required for the researchers for sustainable manufacturing and net zero industries. Now, all you are aware about what is SDG. These are the SDG goals must be followed by the sustainable manufacturing industries. So the one is actually SDG 7, affordable and clean energy. And clean energy for production, energy efficiency and energy audit must be followed. And SDG 8 is for decent work and economic growth. So we need to create a job description, safe working condition, fair wages and skill development. That is for SDG 8. And then for SDG 9 is for industry, innovation and infrastructure. That is sustainable infrastructure, digital technologies, advanced material, research and development need to be there in many of the industries that will call as sustainable manufacturing sector. And SDG 12, that is for responsible for consumption and production. That will reduce the waste, material efficiency, product life cycle and sustainable material development. And the last one is actually SDG 13, that is for climate action. Emission reduction, carbon accounting, renewable energy use and climate resilience. See, these are the important SDGs for sustainable manufacturing sector. If these things are maximum followed by any of the industries, may be called as sustainable manufacturing, which will reduce the emission in 0% is called as a net zero industry sector. Now, actually, these are, I want to give you the overall glimpse about that, what is called as a major net zero industry. We know about all the industries, whether it's focused on those or not. Depend upon how much it is focused, it's moving towards the net zero. So the transforming the today's industries for tomorrow's net zero by implementing such a things. If you are moving towards automated manufacturing, electric vehicle, lightweight material utilization, renewable or powered factories, and then for battery recycling, if you are doing such a thing, it may be moved towards the net zero. And similar to the aerospace industries, if you are sustainable aviation fuels, the newly developed fuels that can be continuously may be used for the longer flying areas, and lightweight components and additive manufacturing and hydrogen powered aircraft. Now, I think you are aware about the hydrogen powered train is actually recently run by our Indian government actually. So similarly, in aerospace industries are trying to make use of the hydrogen powered aircraft. And steel industries for clean hydrogen, electric arc furnaces and scrap lightning and carbon capture, these things. So this is the way we need to be ensure that net zero industry to add the direction for the future benefits. So now I move to my directions as a teacher, as a researcher, what I am trying to contribute for the sustainable manufacturing. So this is my 2021 to 26. These are my papers actually. I publish in various ACA indexed journals. In what way I am going to be contribute to the sustainable manufacturing industries. So I make all type of research activities and publish in the very good journal. That citation index are very huge or not, and many of the industries are focusing on that and trying to get consultancy and for advisory things from our end. So one is for actually for torsional behavioral AI analysis, in which we are making use of sensory signals before it is going to be failed in that torsional environment. And then for the bio-compatible materials, and then we are moving towards the friction stir processing process, in which there is no wastage of materials for produce, and for the polymer-based friction stir processing, and then we are using the agro-industrial waste for producing that sustainable materials, and we are using that scrap which comes out from the break-fed materials, going to be used as a high efficient material for the composite application as a nanofillers. That because of the during the break-fed generations, they are going to produce more amount of what I call as dust particles because of grinding. That dust particles going to make use of that in the composite application. That will enhance the process, efficiency of the fabricated component in various applications. That's it. We can able to make use of base to the belt. So this is my contribution towards the direction of research applications with the sustainable applications. And what are the SDG goals? My papers are going to reach that. Actually, I am developing the biocompatible material and artificial based solution for improve the human health. That will come under the SDG 3. And advanced knowledge through the researchers and publication and academic contribution, that is for quality education. and there are studies on energy efficient process that will going to for 7, and then for improving the productivity process performance, developing the skills for sustainable industrial growth by means of optimizing various process parameters. That's why it is going to be reached on the 8 SDG. Innovation to material process optimization automation that will for SDG 9. And for climate action, I reduce the carbon emission by means of life cycle analysis of the material produced or procured. I mean, material fabricated, that's why it is going to reach that 13 1. And for reducing environment pollution, promoting the sustainable material development that will comes under 14, and use of natural fibers and eco-friendly material for supporting the ecosystem, that is 515, and collaboration with academic and industry research partners, that is for 7. That's why my research papers. So all you are trying to make use of your innovative thought process, producing the innovative sustainable material or making the optimized solutions for the various process parameters and identifying the suitable energy resources for to non-polluting the environment. That's why you may also contribute to the sustainable manufacturing moving towards the net zero industry. So my key research areas are already during the introduction part. They are introduced with the help of all these activities. The key research area is advanced composite materials by using natural fibers, basalt and Kevlar and hybrid nano composites, and sustainable materials for waste visualization by means of red mud, industrial waste and agro waste, making use of and producing the composite material, sustainable material, and by friction cell processing, machining, drilling optimization by means of those optimization process, improving the process improvement, and by means of condition monitoring in order to identify that efficiency of the system, whether it is working in a proper direction or it's requiring for the predictive and periodic maintenances. That also we are doing by means of tool condition and condition monitoring of the machineries with the help of various sensory signal devices, and biomedical typological application of the biomaterials by using polycarbonate urethane. We are making a small L4, L5 between that, try to produce some materials for those artificial disc materials that will useful for the biomedical applications. And finally, we are moving to that IoT related things for automation and other aspects. So this way, I am trying to contribute something to the society for sustainable manufacturing towards the net zero industry. So these are some of the papers I am going to be given recently published. That is for Journal of Environment Management, where we are using the cleaner products and performance enhancement fabric composition using agro-industrial waste, along with other faculty members from the various institutes like Chennai Institute of Technology and myself. We are going to be creating some papers. And thermal and mechanical enhancement in polymer and basalt fiber composites with the help of mineral-based nano dust particles, which will be taken from the brake materials as a nano dust materials from the brake applications. That can be used for here and enhance the thermal and mechanical property of the composite material, which will comes under the polymer and the basalt as well as the mineral basis. And the third one is actually development of sustainable aluminum alloy functions orthotype using industrial waste, agro waste. We are going to make use of that and we are trying to produce and create sustainable materials. So this way we can able to contribute to the society for making the sustainability in that. So now I conclude the session as we are the teachers and the researchers. What we are going to be contribute to that sustainable manufacturing, building the new industries for the net zero future for all. So we are teaching, inspire the innovations, and we are the researcher, create the transformation. Together we are empowering the sustainable manufacturing by means of building the resilient industries and net zero future for all. So we need to be empower the knowledge to the innovations and research drive the transformations. So that is my concluded remarks. So anyway, I want to share my things by means of teaching, impart the knowledges and build a strong foundation, develop the critical thinking, problem solving and innovation mindset, train the future engineers for sustainable and ethical leadership, cultivate the awareness for them. By means of research, we can create a new knowledge and innovative solutions for the environment, develop the advanced material process and technologies, optimize the performance and resource efficiency, reduce the waste, emission and environmental impact. That way, we need to be focused on the sustainable environment or sustainable manufacturing towards the net zero industry. Finally, I want to say my thing in my mother tongue, like அறிவும் ஆராய்ச்சியும் for the நிலைத்த உற்பத்தி and net zero எதிர்காலத்திற்காக. நம் எண்ணம் உயர்ந்தால் இயற்கை காக்கும், கல்வி உயர்ந்தால் தலைமுறை தலைக்கும், ஆய்வு உயர்ந்தால் தொழில்கள் மறவும், நிலைத்த உற்பத்தி நாட்டை வளப்படுத்தும், நெட் ஜீரோ கனவை நனவாக்கிட அறிவும் ஆராய்ச்சியும் என்றும் வழிகாட்டும். இதன் மூலமாக குறைந்த கார்பன் உமிழ்வு, தூய ஆற்றல் திறன், வளர்ச்சியடைந்த தொழில், வளர்ச்சிக்கான பொருளாதாரம், சமூக நலம் எல்லோருக்கும் கிடைக்கும். கற்போம், ஆராய்வோம், செயலாக்குவோம், பாதுகாப்போம், பூமியை காப்போம். நாம் இன்று செய்கின்றோம், நாம் பூமி நாளை செய்கிறோம். So finally, I acknowledge my things for the management of Welltech, Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Saguntala Engineering Colleges, for giving the opportunity for me and invite me to for brief giving the introduction about kickstarting this 5 days, 6 days online faculty development program, emerging trends in sustainable manufacturing, advanced material and additive technologies. I think I fulfill all your requirements, and apart from, I want to acknowledge my Center of Composition Advanced Material at SRMIST, where we are giving all the facilities to making use of that, producing all the sustainable materials. Once again, I thank you all for this better opportunity. Thank you all.
Sir, thank you for your wonderful presentation, sir. Now session is open for the discussion with expert member and audience.
Okay.
I request audience to post their question in the chat box so that the speaker will answer for it. Sir, is it okay for you, sir?
No problem.
If you want to, if any participants need to ask question in audio also, you can ask. So to avoid that noise, we have done this one.
Okay. I am ready to answer for your queries, please. First of all, I want to get your feedback. How is my presentation? Is it meet your requirements?
Sir, your presentation is very good, sir. We have listened all your slides, and at last the speech in Tamil moral is very good, sir. Actually, it is more needed for all the researchers in today's life. So it is very good to hear the words from you, sir. Now the audience has posted few questions, sir. Mr. Arun Karthikeyan is asking about how do I move towards sustainable manufacturing? He is working on metal matrix composites, it seems, sir.
Okay, nice. Metal matrix composites. So nowadays, the many aspects being there. That's why I am giving some of the glimpse for my research actually. So in metal matrix composite, most probably we are using SiC, silicon carbide, some amount of materials which are all making the carbon emissions during the processing methods. So you can go through my last thing, which is called as I want to share it to you. Just a minute.
Sir, another question is from Ramohan sir.
Okay.
He's asking how does the life cycle assessment helps in industry to make sustainable manufacturing decisions?
Yes. Life cycle assessment, it means not only for the reliability of the product. Life cycle assessment means not only for the reliability of the product. So it will indicate starting from that raw material procurement, what you have to purchase, and what we are going to be make use of that and producing the product. So that product are going to be creating some energy consumption, then for carbon emissions, and then that may be producing some amount of waste material. That type of life cycle assessment going to be takes place. So you can go through my paper like cleaner production and performance intent, and today we are producing one more that is for sustainable waste management strategy, in which we are discussing about the life cycle assessment. So that paper will indicating about that if you are producing that hybrid composites with the help of an agro-industrial waste, how much amount of carbon emission is going to be reduced by the same enhanced properties attained by means of some other composite material. That type of life cycle assessment also going to be made to achieve the sustainability in manufacturing sector. So you should not be thinking about what is life cycle assessment. That will indicating the reliability of the product what you are going to be manufactured, or how much prolonged period of time it's going to be working on that. So that way also we can achieve that by means of if you are using the same product in a longer period of time, you imagine that the production of those products is going to be drastically reduced. That way the efficiency, energy whatever you consume, the raw material whatever you are going to be used, that will going to be reduced. That can be used for some other product manufacturing. So that's why I'm trying to give my example. Like in olden days, we are using a simple fountain pen. It can be useful for more than 5 years. And today's scenario, we are making use of use and throw material like a pen or anything that will useful for only one at a time, and that can be reused or recycled some other time. It may not be reused some of the time. So that's why the life cycle assessment also going to be attained by means of producing the component, and how much that will produce that energy consumption and carbon emission, and then for other aspect of product development. So that also you can able to make them to identify the sustainability of in manufacturing. I think I answered your query, sir.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, we have few more questions, sir.
Yes, sir.
Following by Dr. S. Ramkumar. Another question is from Shivkumar, sir.
Yes,
This
sir.
question is, what role does circular economy play in sustainable manufacturing and achieving net zero goals?
That is for so I will try to explain summary because it is for financial sector oriented, how they are utilizing all the resources with the help of low economical usages. So anyway, all the things whatever you are purchasing the raw material, then for utilizing energy consumption, everything is comes under the financial oriented aspects. That will lead to the reduction in the profit. So in a circular economy manner, if you are reducing all aspects, that the financial state is going to be useful for many other useful productions for attaining the sustainability. That's why the circular economy is going to be making of that. Anyway, it may be right or wrong, but in detail we will need to be study about that and financial status about those. That will helpful for the circular economy in sustainable approaches.
So next question, what government policies, standards and international frameworks are driving industry towards achieving net zero emission through sustainable manufacturing?
That is for SDG goals. If you are meeting all the SDG goals, then that can be able to meet you to attain that. So that we will define the SDGs. That SDGs, if you are trying to attain that, that will reach the net zero industry level. Towards the sustainability, we can able to reach net zero. Initially, they have to frame like that SDGs. If you are trying to reach all the SDGs, one of the slides I will show that the industry is required for sustainability goals, SDGs. If these SDGs are going to be reached or attained, that will lead to the net zero industry.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, we have another two more questions, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, how to use sustainable material in domestic usages, sir? Question is from Raj Rudresh.
Yes, sir, that is for biodegradable material. Nowadays, people are looking for the carry bag. No? Initially, we are using their bed bottle or something. Nowadays, that is going to be reusable bed bottle. And polyurethane papers, which are all going to be degradable material. It is not going to be pollute the environment, and it can be recyclable one. So all the product whatever we are going to be purchased and things we are making use of the recyclable, reproducible, that will come under the sustainable matter. And one more thing is whatever we are going to be making use of all the household appliances, that will going to be produced as a recyclable one, not even one-time usages. That way we are going to be attain the sustainable concepts. And if you are not polluting the environment, by means of the wastages, whatever available in your home, if that going to be make use of any other aspect, that is also comes under the sustainability. Every day, knowingly, unknowingly, we are doing pollute the environment. If you are trying to avoid such a thing, it's also going to be called as a sustainability.
Thank you, sir. So last question, sir. Mr. Question is from Arun Karthikeyan. He has repeatedly asked the second question, sir. I am interested to know about life cycle assessment of hybrid MMCs. Is recycling possible? If yes, means what are the challenges is there, sir? I think my understanding is asking about life cycle assessment of hybrid MMC, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there any possibilities for recycling it? If it is there, means what could be the challenge in the recycling?
So the main drawback in recycling is the carbon emission. If you are trying to avoid those carbon emissions, then recycle is possible. So many of the product nowadays not going to be recycled only because of, even though the product going to be that material, whatever you recycled material going to be produce the product, instead of that will pollute the environment, that not be an acceptable one, that not being called as a sustainable material. That's why we try to make this up, trying to avoid that major matrix. So some of the major matrix are not being recyclable. That could not be useful. So today's scenario, people are using that material which are all which is called as an agro waste. So we are making use of the coconut shell. That is ash of the coconut shell. We are going to be making use of that. That is one of the pillar material. Sometimes it may be called as the carbon content is really enormous in nature. That can be useful for the filling of material. That's why we can able to make use of the agro waste material, which can be useful for producing the MMC. And that you have to analyze that how much mechanical thermal properties, what are the mechanical properties, any of the properties, whatever you have required. It may be a psychological property, it may be a mechanical property or some other thing. Then you are comparing with that already available in MMC, that how they are going to be produced with the help of various processing method, how much energy is consumed, how much carbon emission is going to be produced, all of them you can able to share it and then make a comparison whether your product is reduced all this by means of energy consumption, by means of CO2 emission or any other aspects, that will may be called as a sustainable material. It may be moving towards that net zero industry. So that's why we make a comparison with LC, life cycle analysis. Anyway, just to go through my Google site and you can get my papers, and that paper may be useful for you to analyze LCs.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sorry for disturbing you, sir. Last one more question, sir. If you are using agro waste in ceramic metal composite, what is the recycling process, sir? Question is from same Arun Karthikeyan, sir. I think he is doing research MMC with ceramics, I think, sir.
Okay. So that is a big question in LCA about the MMC, because of ceramic composites not being, but it's a recyclable one. Most of the time we are going to be use of the ceramic one, but for an agro waste it was not going to be recycled. I think you think about only for the recycling of material. Instead of that, the LCA can be analyzed for the production. During the production itself, there should not the reduction in the energy consumption. If there is a reduction in the carbon emission, if there is a reduction in any other aspect by means of increasing their efficiency in terms of mechanical thermal properties of the material going to be used in some of the aspects, it also going to be comes under the sustainable thing, and that will analyzing through the life cycle analysis. So that way you can able to fulfill that LCA of the particular material what we are going to be produced. Only it's not considering for the recycling of material. Okay. No need to only considering the recycling of material. During the production itself, you can able to identify the LCA in terms of all the reduction in emissions, reduction in energy consumption, all of that. So that way also we can able to compare with that real MMC to the agro wasted MMC.
Thank you, sir. Hope you have cleared all the doubts from the audience side, sir. Sir, we are on behalf of Vailtech Multitech, Dr. Rangarajan, Dr. Sagandala Engineering College, and Department of Mechanical Engineering, we would like to convey our heartfelt thanks for your wonderful presentation related to sustainable, sir. And today we are closing this session with this speech, and the afternoon session will start by 1 p.m. I request all the audience to join for the afternoon session around 1 p.m. Sir. Thank you once again for your presentation, sir.
Thank you also. Thank you all. Thank you for all the participation and wishes for your better futures. Those that are doing the research, if you need any further clarification, we can directly contact me. You can get my numbers or from the contacts from the your coordinator.
Yes, sir, I will
Thank
share
you
your
once again.
yes, sir, I will share your email address and contact number, sir. If anyone needs any clarification, they will mail or contact you, sir, accordingly.
No, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And I thank all the participants, and I request all the participants to post your, to fill the feedback form which will be shared in the WhatsApp group shortly. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, sir. Thank you, sir.